Can you be arrested for wholesaling real estate? Guys, this is Rick Ginn. In this video, I'm going to break down the legality of wholesaling. I can't go through every law throughout the entire country. There's plenty of literature out there, but we're going to talk about how you can effectively survive wholesaling without getting arrested. But before I do that, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video on someone who wants to learn the actual truth on wholesaling. So I've been wholesaling for 24 years, and even back in 2003 when I started, I was told it was, hey, don't do wholesaling, it's going to be outlawed. And thank God I ignored that advice, because here I am 24 years later, and is there more talk about it? Absolutely, more people are doing it. The population's grown. Obviously, a lot's changed since 2003. But I'm here to tell you, wholesaling's never been more alive than it is now. The problem with wholesaling is it's considered a negative term. And the problem is some of the people like myself, which I love wholesaling, have given such a negative vibe to wholesaling, meaning doing hit pieces on it. It's going to be banned. It's illegal. And I get it. We all want everybody to click on the videos, but we're scaring the crap out of everyone. And there's not a live stream I don't go through and like, oh, isn't it illegal to wholesaling? Am I going to go to jail? Listen, I can't say this any clearer. Wholesaling is a path that we help out a very small niche of people that are in trouble with their real estate. If you want to blame anyone for the problems in wholesaling, number one, start with the banks giving loans to people that probably should never get one in the first place. But we're not going to do that because they have to make money, and they're going to do everything they can to protect their slice of the pie, so we can't attack that one. Number two, go after the gurus over promoting high-pitched sales course with a high failure rate. Now, I've already done my part. That's why I put my stuff out there, freewholesaling.com. If you want to learn how to wholesale without being taken advantage of, without having credit cards smacked and striped. Listen, I got no problem with a capitalistic view on wholesaling. I'm just giving you choices. And I will tell you this, I will die on this hill right here. If you are looking to purchase a wholesaling training course, kit, guru, whatever, make sure you know what you're getting into before you do it. Ask them, what materials do I need? What software do I do? How much do I have to spend on marketing? And can you show me the material? Can I just peek at it for a day or two before I get into it? And if you find hesitation, or you have a high-pitched salesperson, which is usually what it is because they get 15% of whatever you pay them, don't do it. I'm just telling you. My only exception to this, I do like mentors in local markets that have a good track record. You can meet them at most of your local RIAs, Real Estate Investor Association. And if they will pair up with you and mentor with you, then they have a buy-in. Not a bad deal. I split a lot of my first 10 deals just to figure out because I had no idea what I was doing. I knew how to go out and hunt, but that was about it. So if we're going to attack this problem, we could consider that, but we're not. I can't do it. I've done my part. So what do we do going forward here? Let's break down the complexities with most of these laws. Now, first of all, just so you know, your federal rights are protected in the United States Constitution. But we have politicians. I'm not going to get into how everybody's on the take and everybody does what's in their advantage. I can't correct that. But the problem is, these states, particular states, can write laws that are counterintuitive to the federal law. You have the right to enter into a legal binding agreement without the interference of state authorities. So how can a state write a law that basically negates your ability to assign a contract or do anything like that? I don't know. I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they get away with it. And until it's tested in a state and or federal court, they're going to keep writing these laws. So we just saw a current example where a investor / realtor basically got attacked for doing cold calling and basically violating TCPA. And the dude fought it and he won. I believe it's Coffee versus whoever it is. But he put up money, put up a lot of legal fees, and he won. He won because he knew they were violating his constitutional right to do what he was allowed to do, which is basically run his own marketing campaign. And in the end, they told him he's not soliciting, he's just trying to buy their house. That's not a solicitation. And for the longest time, everybody on the internet, you can't cold call anymore, you're going to get busted. And somebody stands up and beats it. Now, here's the problem is, I don't want anybody watching this going broke to try to have a legal defense. Lawyers are wildly expensive. I mean, the average court case in America is like over $75,000, and that's one that doesn't go to trial. You go to trial, you can be up to $500,000. So states, I believe, use this as a deterrent. And you got to look at it, what is it. Now, I'm not going to tell anyone to break the law. The first thing I'm going to tell you is read the law. Stop looking at everyone's opinion on the internet, because every time I see a hit piece on like a new law that came out in a certain state, they only highlight like a certain section that feeds their narrative. If you read the whole thing, a lot of these get adapted, and then people freak out about a proposed law, which you should be involved in your state and know what's being proposed, who's sponsoring it, and get involved and put your 2 cents in. But I get it. Wholesaling is a small community. We're dominated by NAR, the Realtors Association, and they're always going to push their agenda. They do not like wholesalers. And let's face it, we do have bad wholesalers. I'm not even going to hide the fact, but we have bad people in every type of business. And you can try to regulate and do what you want. The reality is these state laws are conflicting with federal laws. Let's get more specific. Most of these laws, number one, read the law. For God's sakes, read it before you decide you're quitting wholesaling. Number two, most of these laws center around 3 basic things, and they use them as levers. And if you're aware of it, you can figure out if you want to navigate or how you want to handle it. Remember, you got to make a decision today. I always recommend you talking to a lawyer within that state that operates with real estate and get their feedback on it. Don't take Rick's version, don't take Zach, don't take anybody else on the internet, because most people just take a piece of law and go, oh my God, it's banned. It's not. You got to read the whole thing. We've seen this over and over again. I was told I could not wholesale a property in South Carolina, and like I still do South Carolina, to the point people want to like tattletale on you. This business is getting crazy. So read the law, number one. Number two, most of these laws are going to center around some sort of disclosure. I have to disclose I'm assigning the contract. I have to disclose I could potentially have another buyer come in. Most motivated sellers, you meet with the right ones, they have no problem when you give them disclosure documents. And you can either have a lawyer draw them up, you can draw them up yourself. I would have a lawyer review them and just read the law. If you have to give a 3-day notice, just give a 3-day notice. It's not that big of a deal. I tell every seller when I'm working with them, my goal is to make a profit. If you have a problem making a profit, do not enter into this deal. Bingo. So if they'll sign that one, do you think they care if you're going to sign the property or not? I recently saw one where you had to give them at least 3 business days notice to assign the contract in the state of Alabama. Okay, big deal. Give them 3 days notice. It's not like, to me, it doesn't negate your ability to assign it. It just says you have to disclose. So as long as you have a good relationship with the seller and you're creating a win-win situation, disclosures, in my opinion, are just about preparation and having them ready to go. The reason why I don't prepare disclosures for you, because number one, I'm not an attorney. I'm never going to pretend to be an attorney. And I want you to get state specific to make sure you're following the law. What works in Florida might not work in another state. And guys, there's been so many disclosure laws, like in the state of Florida, if you're working with a seller in a distressed property, meaning it's in foreclosure or there's some sort of legal action, you have to give them notifications and you have to give them time to look at the contract and review it, at least 3 business days. If you don't, they can get out of the contract. So I want all my contracts to 6. So disclosures, number one. Don't make a big deal about it. Just do it. Oh my God, I have to inform them that I'm assigning the property. Give them the notice. It doesn't negate your ability to do it, and it doesn't allow them to get out of the contract. You still need their consent to sign the closing docs. You should always be taking care of your sellers. Disclosures have never scared me. And people if you can't handle disclosures, it means you're lying to your sellers, and that's not the way to do wholesaling. And I'm actually for some of these disclosure laws because I think it weeds out a lot of the really, really bad people. Number two, the second one centers around marketing. And this is they're basically going to try to restrict your ability to market a property that your name is not on the deed and public record. These are technicalities, guys. They're pure technicalities. Read the law and follow it. But there's simple ways to work around this. I've shot multiple videos on it. Once you have consent of a seller to reach out to you with a phone number, a text, or a call, you can get past most of these laws. So I'm not having you cheat the law. I'm just telling you is they want to write a state law that can fix with federal law, then you should be able to do the same thing. Number three, one of the biggest things they're hanging around is, do you act like a broker? And this one's been around forever, guys. It's already on the book. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. You can't be transacting on real estate without a license if you do not have a vested interest. I'm not here to give you the legal splits on it, but a lot of people are like, go get your license, it'll cure everything. No, it won't. Now, it might cure that specific state problem. I've watched more people get their license. They're like, Rick, it was one of the worst decisions I ever did. I'm stuck. You have such a conflict of interest. And I see this all the time. If you were a previous realtor and you kept your license, you became a wholesaler, I get it. I'm fine with that. But if you're going to get a license because you think it's going to make you legit, listen, if you're doing a ton of transaction stuff, just have a licensed agent representing you in your business, and that's fine. Why are you going to go out and personally get it? It makes no sense to me. Work a deal with a broker or something like that. Stay at arm's length, because at one point it's going to blow up on you, and you're going to be called to the board and you're going to have to answer questions. And by the way, the board is nothing more than realtors. So this whole real estate commission in most states, they're made up of realtors. Once you hang your license under them, they control you. I I don't care what you do. I get it that I don't have to worry about operating without a broker's license. So just get a reputable broker, a real estate agent, and work within the confines of the law. It's not that big of a deal. If I got a realtor's license, I'm completely discredited. And if I have to go to a hearing, I have to answer everything. And guys, wholesalers have been taking advantage of realtors for a long time, listing properties that shouldn't be on there. We need to follow the rules with it. Most of our properties shouldn't be on MLS unless you actually close on it. I agree with it. It creates confusion, creates problems, and it's just easier to follow the rules than to break them on that part. So you understand most of them are disclosures, easy. The second one, marketing, you read very carefully what it says. And number 3 is going to be, are you acting like a broker? Now, if you're doing hundreds of properties, either somebody in your office has a license, most of the salespeople, because I just like, why would I get my real estate license? Oh, the law says it. Like, law says a lot of things. Not everyone follows it to a T. Are you going to go to jail wholesaling? I've yet to meet anyone. Now, here's the exception, guys. Most of the laws on the books are already written to protect people that do bad things. You commit fraud, you're going to jail. You forge a document, you're going to jail. You cook the books and misrepresent you and make it a fraudulent transaction. Those are the people that go to jail, and it's not a wholesaling offense. It's they broke the law. And when you deceive and purposely manipulate people, you got it coming to. And that's just how it works. But somehow we've wrapped this up as like wholesaling is illegal, it's bad. Guys, listen, most of these laws in the states I've seen, they're so vague. Like the recent one in Alabama, they won't tell you how many properties you do that considers you a brokerage. So you have to guess. What do you mean I have to guess? Either it's a definitive black and white. That's how the law works. So I'm supposed to interpret how many I'm supposed to buy and sell. It's crazy. And the reason they write that is to deter you. Now, I don't want anyone to go to jail. I don't want even my biggest arch enemy. I don't want them to go to jail for wholesaling. It's ridiculous. I've yet to find a case in the United States where someone went to jail for wholesaling. Do you have the potential? Absolutely. A third-degree felony. It's serious business, guys. So here's how you protect yourself. Number 1, always focus on your seller. If you take care of your seller and you help them out, and they hug you at the end of a transaction, you're in good hands. Now, the next thing is you have to follow your state laws. Read it. Am I violating a disclosure law? Am I violating a marketing law? And do I have to have a license to operate in a state? And it's very hard when states won't even give you what the number it is. There's a reason they do that, because most of these things are unenforceable, in my opinion. State of Illinois, they wrote one of the hardest laws. I've yet to see one person being accused or like definitely gone to jail for it. So I just want you to understand what's going on here. If someone would actually challenge one of these states' laws, I believe we would have the case law to move forward. But wholesalers are a small organization. People talked about getting a wholesaler association. I get it. It's hard, and lobbyists are expensive, and that's the last thing we need to do. So you just need to navigate yourself. So 2 last things on this video. Number 1, I just get away from the word wholesaling, because for the first time, we actually have people that actually got wildly successful wholesaling that are basically frowning on anything wholesaling, and you need to stop doing it. You need to do it the right way. It's always good for you, and now it's not good for you. That's ridiculous. You should have the same opportunities I had when I started out in 2003 in 2026, and I'm always going to make it available to you. Freewholesaling.com. Your federal rights is you have the ability to enter these contracts and do what you want without state interference. Now that the states are interfering, eventually someone's going to take them on, but you guys need to read the law, talk to a lawyer. I don't want anyone breaking the law. That is not the purpose of my video. I'm just saying is read the law. And when they get very vague laws are extremely hard to enforce with a good lawyer in court. Nobody wants to be in court. So here's what I advise you to do. I don't sit there and scream to everybody I'm a wholesaler anymore, because it puts you in a category. And with all the press and the realtors hating wholesalers and even wholesalers doing basically hit pieces on wholesaling, just stop calling yourself a wholesaler. I acquire real estate properties. That's it. That's all I do. Why? Because they're going to instantly judge you. And I don't think it's fair. So maybe we just need to rename wholesaling, because you Google wholesaling, it's negative connotations everywhere. And I am not going to support that. I do not. It has changed my life. I've changed so many sellers' life. I changed so many other investors' life, and I want to change your life. But we got to stop this. We help a lot of people out. Have we had some bad apples? Absolutely. But we've already shown you it happens in every industry, even outside of wholesaling in the real estate base. You have bad realtors. You have bad brokers. You have bad attorneys. We have bad judges, for God's sakes. We got to stop doing a hit piece, because we need to help people out in this category. Number 2, if you guys are having problems with any of these 3 categories, just do a double close. That means you buy the property and you quickly turn it around again. Oh, they're going to outlaw that. Okay, well, they outlaw that, then people just can't sell their properties anymore. You can't manage intent of every property in the United States. It's physically impossible. impossible, and it's never going to happen. So make sure you have good spreads anyways. That's always my recommendation. How do you do it? You buy low and you sell medium. But the reality of the situation, guys, is you're in control. Stop thinking that your politicians, your state legislature, you're in control of your business. And by the way, just using like X leads and all the services we offer, freeholding.com, you can take your wholesaling business wherever you want to go in this country. So if you're in a state that's frowning upon it, just make a shift if you're uncomfortable with it. And for God's sakes, meet with your attorney and stop using the wholesaling word. I just acquire property. I help people out with problematic properties. You know anybody. And that's it. And we have to manage and go forward. If you're just so worried about anyone's going to call you to the plate on this, then you probably just need to get out of the business. Because the biggest cure I saw people selling, oh, we're going to do a investor brokerage. Well, you saw how that worked out. That brokerage basically is going belly up. It just, at the end of the day, take care of the homeowner. That's your first and foremost priority. Number two, review your state laws. Make sure you talk to a lawyer. And number three, if you got a real problem, it's going to be a challenge, just do a double closing. How are they going to outlaw a double closing? They're two separate transactions. I promise you, one state's going to write a law to try to forbid double closings. How? If they do that, in my opinion, the United States of America ceases to exist. So guys, don't want you to break the law. I'm very clear on this. Read the law. Let's have discussions. Let's talk about facts. Stop using the words I heard, or I watched a video, or I saw a title saying wholesaling's banned, it's illegal. There's a reason they're doing that. And guys, I've been shamed. I've been scared, all that stuff. I'm just telling you, if I took everyone's advice on what not to do in wholesaling, I would not be shooting this video and talking to you. So we do have to pay attention. It's a constantly changing environment, but I believe at some point, some of this stuff's going to shift, because the enforceability of some of these bills being passed, they're so vague. I've shown the average lawyer, like, I'd defend you in a heartbeat in this. Now, I don't want to pay the lawyer to do that. Don't get me wrong. But someone's going to stand up and do it. And if someone gets caught, I would be willing to be one of the people that would help with that defense fund. Because, man, if we could get some case law guys, we could start pushing back. But NAR is a powerful beast which pushes most of the stuff behind our backs. By you joining NAR, I just don't know how you beat the purpose. You actually succumb to it. So it's up to you guys. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. And by the way, this video is my opinion, Rick Ginn's opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean it's right. It just gives you 24 years of experience of navigating through wholesaling. So the last thing I'm going to do is ever rag on wholesaling. I love it, man. I think it's the greatest thing. I love helping people out. Most people turn my offers down and I'm perfectly fine with it. That's why I've been doing this business for 24 years. I've watched more people come in and out of wholesaling, and I'm watching the new wave of people coming in, and the ones that stick to the fundamentals and understand the buy low, sell medium are the ones that survive. So please don't let laws scare you. Understand them, investigate them, talk to people, and find a path forward. And with the advent of virtual wholesaling and X leads, you can go wherever you want. So go pick a place where they're not going to pick on you. If it scares you, I don't want you to be scared. I want you to have anxiety. But at some point, you're going to have to assess the risk. And you know what? The risk reward in wholesaling, the reward is massive. Is it going to be easy? I never said it was going to be easy. The question is, are you going to do the work? Don't be scared, guys. Don't be scared. And people that do bad things, commit fraud and do forgery, they're going to jail anyways. Those aren't wholesalers. And the people that are committing the crimes, the ones that actually get indicted or go to jail, are the ones that break current laws on the books that are felonies. Forgeries, manipulation, stuff like that. It's all bad, and there's already laws on the book. The last thing we need is these states regulating every inch of wholesaling and real estate in general, because eventually they're going to let NAR control everything. NAR just lost a massive lawsuit 2 years ago, and they're trying to bring their memberships back in. So I'm sure NAR is going to come after me on this video. It is what it is. I'm not a licensed realtor. I will always be my own man, and I want you to have all the information so you can make a decision what's best for you. And once again, please consult a lawyer. Make sure you follow the laws. But at the end of the day, you have to make a decision. It is up to you. Make sure your rights are protected. Make sure you're comfortable in what you're doing, and make sure you have the facts. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Guys, I ain't going to jail wholesaling. I don't think you are. And honestly, I've yet to find anyone to do it that actually broke a wholesaling law, not a felony where they committed a major crime. And that's what most people go, and then they wrap it up in wholesaling. That's not the fact. So do your own homework, do your assessment. Let's talk about it. Let's share information as a community, and let's help each other out. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about the legality of wholesaling, and let me know where you're going. And remember, you can pivot at any time. You can go to any other markets. It's never been easier in 2026. So guys, let me know your opinions. And if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video with someone who wants to learn the truth about wholesaling. This is Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video.